Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ignorant Intellectual on Media. Today, I thought we'd do our next installment of my film library. We just finished G, so we're going to do H today. And if I don't have a lot of H's, we'll do the letter I as well. So we'll see what happens. I'll stop this video now, and I'll meet you over by my shelves. All right. So today, H and perhaps I. All right. Talk to you in a few seconds. All right. Bye for now. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I'm at my shelves, and so let's do the H's. And if the H's aren't very big, we'll add the I's in as well. All right. So let's start with the first H that I have, which is Mel Gibson in Hacksaw Ridge. I think this is directed by Mel Gibson as well, right? Yep. So he directed and starred in it. All right. Next up is Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, starring Jackie Chan. I have a good amount of his earlier works. They're quite fun to watch, even though some of them are. I prefer subtitles to dubs. I know other people prefers dubs to subtitles, but I find the dubs distracting when I'm watching a film. You know, the voice seems to be from a Caucasian person, yet the person speaking it is like Chinese or Asian, and so the juxtaposition of the two kind of screw me up, and the mouth movements are moving differently than the word movements, right? So it's a bit distracting. I prefer to just read subtitles while the person's speaking their native language, right? So, anyways, all right. So, um, next up is one of the first 4Ks I've ever gotten, and that's the. I thought this was the original Halloween, but it isn't. It's the remake, right? So, um, directed by David Gordon Green, right? So, but that's cool. It's a 4K Blu-ray. I don't have a 4K player, so I have to watch the Blu-ray. So. I bought this collection, a bunch of horror stuff off of a gentleman who was upgrading to a lot of his movies to 4K, and I bought a bunch of his horror films in Blu-ray, but some of them were in 4K. I guess those 4Ks he didn't want to keep. I guess. Anyway, so next up is Halloween 2. I'm still looking for a reasonably priced, box set for Halloween. For some reason, because it's like one of the greatest slasher franchises of all time, you can't find a half decent price for a box set. It's always a large amount, right? Okay, so next we're going to move into Hammer. So I put all the Hammer films together, all right? So here's a 5-pack of Hammer films. The Face of Dr. Jekyll, Stop Me Before I Kill, Scream of Fear, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, and The Gorgon. Those unfamiliar with Hammer, they were big in the 60s and 70s. Um, they're a British film company, and they put out a whole bunch of, you know, uh, films in the 60s and 70s, horror films, right? So, um, the Hammer Collection, The Nanny, starring Betty Davis. All right. Now, most of the Hammer films I've gotten, the Blu-rays especially, I've gotten from that guy that I bought like 2,000 films off of. He was a big Hammer fan, I guess, because he had a lot of Hammer films in his collection, right? So here's the two of those films from that 5-film collection DVD I have on Blu-ray now. The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll and The Gorgon. All right. And we have The Abominable Snowman. After that, Frankenstein must be destroyed. All right. And then another in the Hammer collection, Dracula, Prince of Darkness. And then we have another Bette Davis film called The Anniversary. And then I have 4 double feature films in DVD, The Unholy Four, The Race for Life, so that was, I think they're numbered actually. Are they numbered? Yeah, that was volume 7. Now volume 4 is Terror Street and Wings of Danger, volume 4. I don't have all the volumes. I only have 4 of them, so I'll keep looking for more volumes, but this was from that guy's collection. So um, next up is volume 1, which is Bad Blonde and Man Bait. So these are all the Hammer film noirs from double features, right? So that's number volume 1. And the last one I have is volume 2, which is Stolen Face, and Blackout. So I'm not sure how many Hammer film noir films there were, or how many volumes they have of it, but I know they have at least 7 of them. Next up is The Mummy. Now we get into all the Blu-rays that that gentleman had. Now I have Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Actually, this was a movie that I picked up myself. This wasn't part of his collection. Picked it up recently for like $4. This is one though. Frankenstein Created Woman. Next up is Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter. After that is The Curse of the Werewolf. Next up is Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. After that, The Brides of Dracula. And then The Evil of Frankenstein. And then The Curse of Frankenstein. And then another Curse of Frankenstein. do I have two? I think they're two different ones though. Are they two different ones, or are they? This is a Hammer 3 CD set. This is a 3 DVD set. So, anyway, so then the next is Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, which I also have already. So I just have two of these. I'll have to sell one of them. All right. And after that is Kiss of the Vampire. And then Rasputin the Mad Monk. And then Dracula, Prince of Darkness. And then the franchise collection, the Hammer Horror Series. So this has Brides of Dracula, The Curse of the Werewolf, Phantom of the Opera, Paranoiac, The Kiss of the Vampire, Nightmare, Night Creatures, and The Evil of Frankenstein. And then we go on from there. Hands of the Ripper. The one from that collection that I bought, that guy. Then Kino film, The Hands of Orlac. You know, one of the great Clint Eastwood westerns, Hang 'em High. And then The Hanging Woman. And a Blu-ray steelbook of Hannah. And a DVD of Hank Calder, Raphael Welch film. Then Happiness. I think the disc is loose inside, so I'll have to check that out after I do this video. Then one of my favorite films starring Ellen Page. That's Hard Candy. Have you seen this film? You should watch it. It's really good. It's basically about Ellen Page is like an underage girl who um, how do you describe it? She goes online and she attracts a stalker pedophile, invites him, meets him, and invites him over to her home, and decides to torture him because he's such an ass, right? You know what I mean? The way Harold and Kumar double bill, escape from Guantanamo Bay, and go to White Castle. I also have it in a Blu-ray, Escape from Guantanamo Bay. And after that is all the Harry Potter movies, a box set, complete film collection on DVD. And after I bought that, I ended up finding this for even less of a price, and it's the Blu-ray version of the same thing. So that is James Stewart and Harvey. This is quite an endearing film. If you haven't seen it, it's worth your time to watch it. And then an Arrow video. Heathers, Winona Ryder and Christian Slater. And a super bit of heavy metal. I wanted to get both heavy metal and the remake of it, or not remake, the sequel to it, which isn't as good as the original. The original is really good, but the sequel isn't all that good. But wanted to find them both, at least on Blu-ray, in one case, rather than having two of them. I don't have the second one, but man, they're extremely expensive when you go looking for them. I don't know if they're out of print or what, but anyways, I couldn't buy it because it was like over $50, if I remember correctly, for heavy metal and the second heavy metal in one Blu-ray combination, or whatever, right? So this one is Hell is for Heroes. After that, it's Hello Dolly. I really enjoy Barbra Streisand, musicals. And we got Hellraiser. And then Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, or the Horror Legacy series, which is a collection of horror films on DVD that have this, this kind of case on it, like slipcase on it. So next up is Hellride. And then the Katharine Hepburn collection. Which has, what does this have on it? Morning Glory Without Love, Dragon Seed, Undercurrent, Sylvia Scarlett, and The Corn is Green. After that is Hero. And then The Great Western, High Noon. Then we got to move over to the other shelves to continue. We have Hobo with a Shotgun. And then we have 75th Anniversary of Holiday Inn. We have the 3-disc collector's edition of Holiday Inn on DVD. Holy Motors. Then we have Homegrown. And then we have the Homesman. Then we have Horrible Bosses. Then we have horror, so the section on horror. So we have the Universal Horror Collection. All right, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 volumes. I have 5 of the 6 volumes. So this was from the collection from that gentleman again, right? So we have the Black Cat, the Raven, the Invisible Ray, and Black Friday. We have volume 2. Which has Murderers in the Zoo, The Mad Doctor of Market Street, The Strange Case of Dr. RX, and The Mad Ghoul. That's volume 2. And we have volume 3, Tower of London, Mad Made Monster, Black Cat, and Horror Island. Then we have volume 4, Night Key, Night Monster, The Climax, and House of Horrors. All right, so that's volume 4. I do not have volume 5 and volume 6. Black Castle, Cult of the Cobra, The Thing That Couldn't Die, and The Shadow of the Cat. All right. Next up is Fox Horror Classics, Volume 2. I do not have Volume 1, so which has Chandu, Dragon Wick, and Dr. Renault's Secret. All right. Then we have the Horror Double Bill, Village of the Damned, and Children of the Damned. Then we have Universal Horror Classic Movie Archive. So we have The Black Cat, Mad Made Monster, Horror Island, Night Monster, Captive Wild Women. All right. And we have Hollywood Legends of Horror Collection. Which has Mark of the Vampire, The Mark of Fu Manchu, Dr. X, The Return of Dr. X, Mad Love, and The Devil Doll. For that we have Drive-In Double Feature, Blood of the Vampire, and The Hellfire Club. All right. we have the Fear Makers collection, the Screen Masters of Classic Terror and Suspense. 3 DVD set. It has, I can read it, the print is kind of small. 10 documentaries featuring some of the biggest names in horror and suspense. Dario Argento, John Carpenter, Joe Dante, and so on and so forth. So it's a bunch of documentaries about horror films. All right. Then we have the Arrow version of Horror Express. We have Christopher Lee in Horror Hotel. We have another Arrow video, Horrors of Malformed Men. And we have Horrors of the Black Museum, Herman Cohen collection. And we move on from horror, we get into Hot Tub Time Machine. And Hot Tub Time Machine 2, which was definitely not as good as the first one. All right, we have Hotel Rwanda. If you haven't seen this film, you should definitely watch it. It's an extremely good film. And we have Arrow Video, The Hound of the Baskervilles, Sherlock Holmes film. We have something that we dropped on the floor. Let's pick it up here. All right, so we have House. And we have House of Flying Daggers. And then we have a Kino Lorber classic, The House of the Seven Gables, Daniel Hawthorne book. I guess they made into a movie. Have not seen this film. All right. And we have How the West Was Won. And then Marilyn Monroe film, How to Marry a Millionaire. And then Anthony Hopkins in Howard's End with Vanessa Redgrave. Then we have Howl. Then we have The Howling. How do you know? And then How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And then Paul Newman and HUD. And then Mickey Rooney and the Human Comedy. And we have two versions of Charles Lofton in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And we have Lon Chaney in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And then we have the DVD box set of the four Hunger Games films. And we have The Hustler. And that is it for the H's. All right, so we're finished. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And think about subscribing. I do lots of videos. They're quite entertaining, at least for me. Haha. And hopefully for you as well. And if you do, hit the subscribe button if you like it. And I will talk to you in my next video. And you have a great day. And bye for now.